House of Red Barn Studios. This is a cool thing I'm doing. This is a really cool thing. I am excited about this. A couple of friends of mine, Kiala Givehand and Ho'o Brown, we've decided to do a series of videos for the next coming year. We're calling it a collabo. That's our big name for it. So every month we will each do a video around a theme that we pick. Now, each of us has certain things that we bring to the table. Of course, mine is journal making. So we will base our video around what we do and then kind of work it around a theme as well. This particular one, this first one we're doing, because we have a lot of planning ahead of us with all the, for the next 12 months, we decided that the first one should be how we organize ourselves, how we use a planner, if we choose to use a planner, and all the thought processes that go into planning and organizing ourselves, personally and through work. So this video will be about my choices for organization. It's changed just a bit. For a few years, I went back to digital and was only using digital. And I find that as a journaler, I actually need to write. I need to write more than just type it in a keyboard. Typing in a keyboard doesn't have it settle in my brain. So this is my process. Over the last few months, I have kind of been looking at things, researching things, using different things, and you'll see this, all the weeks of research, recent research, you'll be seeing in the video next. So let's get going. So here's what my setup will be like for planning and daily tasks. I apologize to my hands. I'm just did a painting session, so I've got goop all over them and tried to wash as best as I could. So, over the last few years, I have tried many planning systems. I've also come up with, designed rather, things that I wanted to use, knowing, my plan is basic. My plan is really simple. So I would go on the computer and design stuff. So one of the things I did was design the daily life list. And the daily life list consisted of things to do, art supply needs, because I was buying quite a bit of art supplies there before, things to read, and other. And I used this a few times, but I love the design of it. I love the boxes, and I love that part of it, but it wasn't enough. So then I thought, okay, I need to go back to a calendar. The calendar on my phone was just not enough. So what I decided to do, because what I did was, everything is in here. Everything is in here. So I still use this for when I'm at a doctor's appointment and whatnot. I will pull this out and then I'll enter it into the space it needs to be. So this became not good enough, and they were only single sheets, and I would always have to tuck them somewhere. So then I decided I need a calendar, so I'll make a calendar. I'll need a date book, so I'll make a date book. And then I came up with this. So I really literally, because I'm a bookbinder, I actually designed the pages back to back so it fits in book form. Because my thing is, I always want to stitch things together. I don't necessarily want to staple them together. I love stitching. My sewing background, stitching, I just love stitching. So I came up with this one, and this was the daily planner. I liked the outlay. I like to see a month in view, 2 pages, so that I can put all the information, all the appointments I've made with the phone I then plop it in here. So, and this is what goes around with me. And so I came up with this. This is a week on 2 pages, except that it really is a week on 1 page and notes, to-dos, and reminders on the other. So this is where I wrote down stuff, and then the appointments would come here. And you can see there's a couple of variations. There's that one, and then stuff to do, and then this remained the same. And then I changed it like that. So I like this, but it was a whole lot of working on this, and I needed something right now. So that's when I decided I would actually do Moleskine. And I figured I needed to do Moleskine because it was already made. I just had to purchase the planner. Plus, I like the simplicity of the cover. Now this is 2014's planner, and as you can see, it's pretty full. The only month I have left to use is December. So this format worked tremendously well. Because I did this daily planner already, I knew that working, let's see if I can get a page, the days on one side, and then the tasks that I broke down into to-dos or errands and business tasks. I separated just those two. My week is really very fluid. So for me to say I will do this item or this studio item on this day, something could come up that I wouldn't be able to do it Thursday, but I've left it till Thursday. So that's why I went to just appointments and schedules, things that were definitive on this side, and the things that I needed to accomplish this week, I had to accomplish this week. If it didn't get accomplished, I would put it onto the next week. So, as I said, I broke them down into to-dos and business. And for the most part, this works for me. I get to see the whole week. I get to know what I'm doing, what's coming up. Like he has a game at 6 p.m. I have a Skype art with my friend. So these were plugged in where they were going to happen. And then this, I knew in any of those empty spaces, I could get these things done. This worked tremendously well. Another reason I like this particular one, the black Moleskine, is I did this with it. So what I did was I painted it with gesso, white all over, and then I doodled. I love that. You can see it's pretty worn right there. I did this early in the year. I love that this made it mine. And then I was supposed to just doodle here with white, a white pen. I never got to it, so I'm okay with that. But this worked tremendously well. I absolutely love this. And then I was on YouTube, as you know, a person is one to do. 2 o'clock in the morning and you can't sleep, you go and watch YouTube videos. So I discovered Romany. Romany is Claire Scattergood, and it is she who put me onto the bullet system. Oh my goodness. That kind of like upped the ante with what I wanted to do. And then I found out about Midori's and Filofaxes. Well, I knew about Filofaxes. And as a matter of fact, I knew about Filofaxes, but they were really expensive way back when I got this. This is a day runner, and this is an A5 size. And this is pretty old. This is long years old. But I gave it up and went to the phone when I figured out I could put everything in the phone, and then found out, no, that's not working because you're missing things and scurrying around. So I love this, but I love this even more. The Midori planner fits my chaotic, fluid lifestyle. And by that I mean the fact that you had to open this up and open the binder up and constantly rearrange and put stuff in and all that. Although it had a zippered compartment, which I found really valuable not to lose things, I just found the Midori system with a bullet system in it just so much more me. It spoke me. And in order to figure out if I really, really like Midori, I made this. I show an unboxing video and I describe all of this, and I'll link that below so you can see the unboxing of this. The unboxing of something I made. That's funny. But anyway, so I made this one. I had some leather, really, really, really thin leather. The ounce, I don't know, half an ounce leather, really, really thin. So I backed it with some felt and made it decorative. But I knew that I wanted to try a Midori before I actually bought a Midori. So I had all this leather sitting there and I made one for myself. So here's my Midori. This is actually a shopping list that I keep available. But the fact that I can get, well, in this particular Midori, I just put 3 notebooks in there. I can get notebooks in and separate the notebooks to accommodate all of the things that I do. It was like the biggest penny that has dropped ever. So when I found Romani and she started talking about the bullet system, and I'm thinking, that makes sense, because I would try to put in where I thought something fit in a schedule, but sometimes I just needed to get it out of my head and get it down somewhere so I didn't forget. And that's what the bullet system does. And I forget the guy's name who Patrick, I think? No, it might be a different person. But anyway, this bullet system works for me. And what I started doing was actually putting anything down. Bullet system works with dates and then you cross it off and do all sorts of stuff. Well, I'm taking little bits from what the originator of this idea, I'm taking little bits from it, but I'm not doing it because I tried it here. You can see all of those. So I tried putting dates in, and I like the dates because I like to know when it came into the list, but the dates were somehow misleading to my brain. So I stopped doing the dates like that, and I started doing the dates. I don't know if you can see that. Well, I started doing the dates like that. So I still get my list, I still get my dates of when I put stuff down, and then I can cross it off. And another thing that I've started doing is crossing off by color coding. Now, don't get dismayed. Most of this has been done. I really do need to go back and check all these off. A lot of this has been done. But because I was color coding it now, I wanted to color code it with the correct color for the task. So now I have to go and put a color code in here. But with the bullet system, you can see there's my legend. With the bullet system, you'd write a box for task and to-dos. If you migrate something, so if something doesn't get done on a particular day and you need to migrate it to a new day, you put an arrow in the box to let you know, I didn't get this done, but it has been moved ahead. So that when you check, you know that, okay, it didn't get done, but I've rescheduled it. Completed checkbox. I tend to do checkbox. I tend to complete things by filling in the box. And that's, remember, that's the what I just said here. I'm going to color code it so I know which schedule this task was for. I've also started doing task begun, so that's a B with a circle on it, and something electronically. if it's electronically, I need to know that, because if I'm sitting there and I need to check a bill and make sure it's paid or something, I need to see that task delineated as such. So I will put an E with a circle for electronic. That means I need to go on my computer, go on my phone and do something. And B is the task has begun. And that means if a task will take a little bit longer than just one instance, like if I check a bill and I pay that bill, that task is completed. But if I need to write content for my classes, I need to know that it's begun. And there goes another thing. I needed to also have a spot for projects. Now, I find that I can't put projects here because projects are an ongoing thing. So I decided to not put projects in here and to start reusing this. So I've come up with this list. I've designed this. And these are test sheets. I've designed it so the project itself is all contained in here. And I put a big space for all the action steps that need to be taken, the priority of the action step, and whether it was done or not. So each project has a 2-page spread. And I like it in here much better than I like dealing with this on a daily, the binder on a daily. This works for me. I have a description of the project, the begin date, the proposed end date, and the actual date. I actually want to know that. How long did I think it will take, and actually how long it did take. The supplies needed, specific research that I might need. I'm always researching stuff. Any notes that I need to take on this. And then, of course, the action steps that I need to outline. I love this. I love this. I have not used this yet. I just finished actually designing this. So I will see how this works for me. But a place for my projects, oh, so much easier. So in this will be class projects that I come up with, or even projects for home that I come up with. Although, what I've decided to do, I decided this a little while ago, but I never implemented it. This is the ARC system. It is a Staples brand system. And these use the little discs for the binder. So what I've decided to do with this is I will actually make this a home organization binder, because I needed it to be a little bit larger, plus I needed it to be in its separate area, because home, for instance, inventory of a room, listing, you know, all the TV, I mean, anything that has to do with home, maybe even putting in here meal planning, ideas for meals, so that we can just flip this open and go to it. This will take a little while to do, and my husband and I are going to go through this and come up with ideas for what we want to include in this, but I'm glad I have this ready. So back to this. I love this so much. I ordered a traveler's notebook size. This is the field note size. I ordered a traveler's notebook size because I want this to be this size. This will remain as my travel, my documentation. I've also started in this one. These are 3 kahirs I put in here. I like this size because what I do with this second booklet is, this is where I journal, and I put 1 photograph, or sometimes I might write. And these I need to actually paste the photographs in here, you see. So I need to put the photographs. So, for instance, here, let's see. This is just writing. And I'm okay with just seeing writing. I know some people need to see color and all that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with just writing. I just need to get it out and down. I want to get back into journaling. and wanted rather, and this seems to be the easiest way. This travels with me. This whole thing travels with me. So having this cahier in here dedicated just to journaling works wonderfully. And then this one is ideas and basically lists. This has lists of, there's a life list. I actually have a life list in some other notebook because I had them all over the place. I mean, when I tell you I have notebooks all over the place, you will not believe me. Anyway, so I need to transfer those in here. So I have a life list here. And then I have, that's one of the things I'm like, product steps, the things to do to get a product to the shop. I know that seems bizarre that after years of having a shop that I would write it out, but sometimes I get so caught up in doing other things that I just need to refer. So it's stuff that I refer to. And I absolutely love this. One of the things that I also did was I have, where's my Coletto? This is the Coletto I absolutely love. It's a four color Coletto. So I have these 4 colors, plus I have my Lamy pen, fountain pen. All my pens are blue ink. All the pens I write in are blue ink, except for my bullet list. And I don't know where that pen went. I just had it here, and I'm not going to look for it. But anyway, so I have 4, 5, usually have 6 colored pens with these 2, and the black pen that's somewhere here. And this is what goes with me everywhere. I mean, literally, I went to get some lunch, and this came with me. I went to make lunch, and this came with me, because the purpose of this is to put down anything I think of. If I think of it and I don't write it down, it's gone. It'll be gone for a day. It'll be gone for a month. Who knows when I'll remember it. This I love. Absolutely love. So far, this is how I am planning 2015. So far. When my Midori traveler size comes, I am going to see if I want to include this, or, because, you know, I can't stop making stuff, I can't stop designing stuff, or make my own like this. This is the traveler size, and I got this from DIY Fish, and I like this, except that I don't use that. I won't use that. But I will use that. I won't use that. But I will use that. So you see how this doesn't make sense for me. I love what she does, but it's just wasted space for me. So I've designed something myself. This part makes sense. Daily chart and month in a glance, month in view. Love it. I have birthdays on here, special dates on here that I need to remember. This part works because this is just like I do. Days of the week here, and anything I need to do in this week that I'm trying to fit in these days. So I've come up with my own. Well, I mean, I've already done it there. So I've amended it, and this might be what I use, this might not. So what I'm thinking of is either I will make this in a 3 months of this, including days and weeks, or I will just stick with this, put this in my Midori, and then get a couple of cahiers and put those in there as well, and put my lists, a couple of lists in there, and have that. So I don't know. But for right now, this and this works. And actually, literally, this is how I've been carrying it. So I have just this one thing with me at all times. So I have my date book, I have my notes, my bullet lists, and I'm good to go. So that's how I'm planning so far. It could change. It could change. Who knows? So far, I am absolutely loving the Midori. That system is just brilliant. Anyway, that's it for now. Ta-ta!